everybody. Welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site, your destination for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're going back to 1980 and a classic song, another classic song by AC/DC that I'm going to do on this channel. This one, of course, is called Back in Black from the album of the same name. A really fun song and some cool licks for you to get down under your fingers here on the mandolin. I will show you some of those licks and the main chords to this tune in a minute. But first, before we get into that, if you are new here, thanks very much for checking us out. But don't forget, hit that little red subscriber button on the way out. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks very much once again for coming back. But don't hesitate to check out our links down below in the comments section, or below the comments section in the description section. You will find links to my new lesson series called Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin with Mike DeJong. 16 video lessons taking you right from the very beginning to intermediate level. A really great lesson series for only $29.99. Check it out. You guys can learn to play mandolin in 16 video lessons. Other links down below include our Patreon link. Come over and join our Patreon team by clicking on that link down below. And I also have some affiliate links there for Sweetwater and Amazon for instruments and products that I use and endorse here on the channel. But that's enough business. Let's take a look at this AC/DC classic Back in Black for mandolin here on RPM. All right, AC/DC's Back in Black. Wow, a powerhouse guitar tune. I bet you never thought you'd play this one on mandolin. Well, why not? You can play just about anything on mandolin. It is a little tricky though, and it'll require you to practice this, practice the main lick that I'm going to show you in a second, but you can get it, and it is a heck of a lot of fun. So let's start off with the beginning. It's in the key of E, all right? So you're going to go, right? That's your basic opening lick, right? So E chord here, basic E, right there, first fret of the G, second fret of the D, second fret of the A, all right? So just once down, one downstroke, like that, okay? And then, all right? And I'm using these open chords again down here for those. So from the E, you go to a D, to an A, right? And the D and the A are strummed the same, all right? So your D chord, open D there, second fret of your G string, open D, open A, and second fret of your E string, right? So I'm using that open D. And, you know, I've tried using other D chords for this song, like this one, and this one. They just don't have the same bite for this tune as this one does, right? So listen the difference here, right? Or, right? That just doesn't sound heavy enough for AC/DC. And same thing here. Well, that one sounds a little better, but I like this. Okay, so those are your main power chords to start the song, and basically the main riffs are the main chords through the verses of the song. And you want to be able to cut these chords off. That's the key. Even though these are open chords, try and really mute them once you hit those up and down strings or up and down notes, all right? So you're going down, up, right? Like that. So you want to try and mute these chords after you play them like this. Okay, so try to catch them right after you do the down, up, down. Okay, so you're going one, just like that. Okay, so down, up, down on the D, and down, up, down on the A. One more time. Okay, and you can finger that A chord like that, like I did with your two fingers here, or you can just try to do it with a bar. But make sure you don't catch this note here, okay? Make sure you don't hit those strings when you do that chord. Just try to hit these two strings here if you're going to use that voicing. If you're going to do this, then it's okay, because you catch that open A, right? But you don't want to hit this note here. That's not in the chord, okay? So E. Okay, and you're just in a nice 4/4 rhythm there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Next, you're going to go on to that little lick that goes at the beginning of that pattern. Okay, like that. Okay, now I'm doing something a little bit different than what the guitar players in AC/DC do. They're bending one of those notes, and well, it's kind of hard to bend that here on the mandolin, so I'm sort of improvising my own little version of this lick. So So I'm going like that. Okay, so what is that? Well, that's from the 5th fret here of the D and to the 2nd fret. Okay? So 5th fret, 2nd fret, open, 4, 2. That's the first part of it, like this. I'll go slowly. Right? And the tricky part comes right at the end because you're going to go. So you're hitting that 3rd fret there, right, of the G string, and you're kind of pulling off to the open G. So, and then catching that E chord again. That's really hard. You got to go like that. I'll do it slow. Like that. Okay, so, and that lick comes very fast. You got to go 1, 2. So they wait 2 beats before that little lick comes in. 1, 1, 2. Like that, okay? 1, 2. Like that. 1, 2, and then the lick. And the next part of the verse, the next lick, is this one. All right? That's a very familiar one too. You know that one. You've heard that one. Well, what is it? Well, it's just... it's what we call a chromatic lick because it's using every note there in these 4 frets in a row, okay? So you're going from the E to the D, and then you're taking this note here, which is a B note, your 4th fret of your G string, and you're just going... Okay, so that's 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. Back to the E chord again. So one more time, I'll run through those 2 licks very slowly if I can. First one, right? Second one, back to the same pattern again. See? And those are the chords and licks for the verses of this song. Okay, now moving on to the chorus part, and well, I should point out now, as if you haven't already noticed here, that this part of the video is a little bit different than the rest of the video. I've shot this separately because I actually realized the first time I did this video, I got this part slightly wrong. There was one chord that I got wrong in my first recording, so I've redone this little part here, but the rest of the video is fine. So, what are we looking at here? Well, the chorus. It goes like this. Okay, so what is that? All right, well, that's just a couple of chord progressions that are fairly simple in the chords used, but not so simple when you put them together quickly, like in this song. All right, so the first part is like this. All right, so what is that? Well, I'm playing an open A chord here, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the D. All right, so, and then I'm going quickly to an open E chord, and then here, which is a B chord. I'll show you that in a second, but A, and then E, 1st fret here, 2nd fret, 2nd fret. So you're going all with like 1 downstroke. So 1, 2, 3 to there, okay? So, all right, so what's this chord? Well, it's the 4th fret and the 4th fret. I'm just playing those 2 notes on the top 2 strings. I'm not worrying about the rest. I'm trying to actually dampen them with this finger. I'm using a bar here. My 3rd finger, I'm barring right there. It's the easiest and quickest way to do this. So, like that. Do you see that? So, A, E, B. And what is it? It's part of a B chord here. It's a 2-finger B chord. All right, because that's a B note there. So you're going A, E, B. And then you're quickly going A, B. Just a single note pattern like that. 2nd to 4. Okay, so you're going just like that. And it's quite tricky to go from that A chord. You might do it like this with just a bar across those 2 strings, the 2nd and the 2nd fret there for the A. And there, again, you're just playing those 2 strings. You're not going to worry about these lower ones, all right? So You see that? Okay, so A, E, B, A, B. Okay, you do that twice, and then you go into this part. All right, so what is that? Well, G, D, A, like that. G, it's just your basic G chord. Open G, right? Second fret here of the A string, third fret of the E, so to a D chord, right? Your open D, second fret, open, open, second, right? So, and the same as before, 1, 2, 3, right? Just straight down to an A chord here. Again, that A chord. And now I'm using 2 fingers here because I want to open it up for that G note here. So you go A, so G, D, A. Take that second finger off to get that open G to the A note again, second fret. All right, so back to the first part again. And then you're going to a G chord. And to a D, back in black, right? And then back into the, back into the main riff again. That riff. Okay, so one more time through the chorus part here. It goes. And that is the chorus part of this song. All right, those are the verses and the choruses of Back in Black. I'm going to show you one more little part that I think is pretty cool that you can get. And it goes. And then. All right, so that pattern is pretty close to what the guitar players in AC/DC are doing. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close, and it works on the mando. So what are you doing here? Were you going... Okay, here you're going from the 7th fret, 7, 4, 6, open G. And if you wanted to pull in the open G, that works. The AC/DC guys are using a low E on this lick when they play it, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to go. All right, it's kind of that same B lick that you saw earlier in the choruses, or in the verses. So you're going, and then. So 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. So again, 7, 4, 6, open, and then 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. If you want to use that low G, that also works as well. Okay, the next part of that riff is actually in A. But I'm not really going to play the A note. I mean, you could, once again, you could play a low A note, but I just like this. So same pattern as you just had on the previous lick, but you're using these notes now. 5 on the D string here, 5, 2. And that's the tricky part. You're going 5, 2, 4, and then down to the 5th fret of the G string, like that. So... You see what I did there? Again, I'm using all downstrokes, 2s. And then, so then you're going 2 open, 2, 1, 2, 2. Again. And then back to, right? And that's it. Then they go back into that pattern again. Right? They go back into that again. Okay, there's one other little lick that you could put in that kind of comes from the guitar solo, and it's kind of cool as well. It goes... All right, that's just a bit of the guitar solo. I'm not going to do the whole guitar solo for you here. It's just too difficult, frankly, on the mandolin. But this one is kind of cool. So that's just your E note there. 2nd fret. And open, 2nd, open. So back to there, right? And then open D and then to the 6th fret there. So 2 open, like that, da, 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 and then, right, open D, 6th fret, back to the D, okay? Then you're just moving this pattern down, right? You're going, okay, so 6 to 4 there. And then last, then come up to, from the B note there at the 4th fret to that G note, 5th fret of your D string, back to your E. So one more time. Like that, really cool, kind of bluesy note there. One more time. And that's a cool little part of the guitar solo that you can also do on the mandolin. All right, that is it. That is AC/DC's Back in Black. A couple of tricky parts in that song for you. You might have to work on them, but they certainly are fun once you get them. And it's a fun song to jam on. And if you can find somebody that can sing it like Brian Johnson, well, good luck, because it'll sound really great. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. We really appreciate your support. If you're new here, hit that little subscriber button. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks very much. We hope you enjoyed this video and all the others on this channel. You can support us a little bit by either joining our Patreon team or maybe downloading those lessons, the Learn Rock and Pop Mandolin lessons down below. The link is, and it's only $29.99 for you. Thanks once again for tuning in to RPM.